Hello Cancer, and welcome to your reading for the week of May 7th through 22nd, 2024. This is a reading if you are a Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, or have another significant Cancer placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you here. And if you're returning, welcome back. I hope we have a good reading for you this week. Those of you who are familiar with this channel know that I read according to the 12 houses of astrology. The cards are positioned. Basically, I'm going to tell you what the house position is, and then I'm going to interpret what the cards mean in terms of what the meaning is of the house position. And if you don't know what that means, you'll see what that is soon enough. I use Murray Hope's Way of Cartouche deck. That's my main deck. And I was clarify with the tarot deck. This week we are using the Aleister Crowley Thoth Tarot. And our follow-up deck is going to be Oracle reading, just to sort of sum things up. I'm going to use the brand new to me anyway, Between Worlds Oracle, which is seems to be all birds. It's a nice new deck that I got within the last month or so. I just wanted to mention down in the description box below are links to my website. I do have a new website now, and so those of you who subscribe to the channel see that I now have my Morning Coffee with Breege, which I post daily, which is a live feed that I do on Instagram for about 30 minutes first thing in the morning, which you can follow because it has to do with my coaching practice. I do give daily readings on that little live stream. They're more of a psychological reading, more something to think about, or things that to help you get started with your day. But of course, people who don't see them at the beginning of the day, the recording obviously is here on YouTube, and I always post it afterward. I also have links to my social media below. And I also, if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment if you choose. And trying to think if there was anything else I want to mention to you up front. I don't think so. I think it's just, right now, the one thing I'm going to say about May is that astrologically we are looking at a much calmer month than April, though there are still a lot of people who are kind of reeling from what happened in the month of April, which was in some cases cataclysmic, some cases a lot of truths were revealed to people, and there may have been situations that were just draining or exhausting, and now we're just really starting to come down from that, and things are going to start to even out. Certainly by the time we get to the 20th or the 22nd of May, I think, which is the end date for this reading, you will find that things should have calmed down significantly by that point. Okay, so let's look at the first house for you. This is Aries energy. This is your personality, how you present yourself to the world, how people see you. And we have fire with the universe card. Okay, so now when fire is showing up here, now this is interesting because you're a water sign, you're Cancer, but fire would indicate having a fiery spirit. You are, I guess you could use the word assertive. I tend to think of fire as being more impassioned, inspired. I think you're at a point where you're kind of in a can-do kind of mode, like, okay, you're working hard, taking action, feeling very energized to do something. And with the universe card indicates the end of a cycle. So I do feel like there's some aspect of you or aspect of the person that you've been that is going to be coming to an end. But this is not a sad end, a loss. This is just literally like a cycle is finishing out successfully and a new one's beginning. World card here, or the universe card, it can also mean that you are seeking to expand your horizons in some way. World card sometimes shows up when we're looking to travel or to do something else that's going to put us outside the margins of who we are. So I feel like lately we're very, very motivated here. I will mention that one of the astrological aspects this month is that Mars has moved into Aries. And this, I've noticed that as soon as that shift occurred, not just myself, but a lot of people, suddenly it's just like all of the drain, and I don't feel like doing anything and I'm not motivated. All of a sudden people are just super motivated. So just from the looks of this, it looks to me like you're motivated to move ahead. You may be motivated to finish some things too, or to just get some closure on certain things for yourself. Second house is Taurus energy, and this is about your finances. So finance is, so that's primarily what this has to do with because it's Venus energy. We have Hathor with the Fool. Okay, so with Hathor here, a couple of possibilities. Hathor can literally indicate a female person who has some kind of impact on your finances, whether it's somebody who's going to give you money for something, somebody you're doing work with or a job with, whether this represents the mother or somebody in the family. That could be true for some people as well. Again, general reading, so I'm just giving all possible interpretations here. We're also seeing the Fool, so there seems to be something where there's either going to be a new beginning or some kind of a risk that you want to take financially with something. And I feel like, although, okay, what's coming into my mind is a financial risk potentially. I feel like some of you may be acting in a motherly role to somebody, and that maybe this financial risk may be to help somebody else. That is possible here. But more generally, I think it's just that you are, there's a strong feminine influence with regard to your finances. So whether this ends up being a person, Hathor can also show up. It has kind of an empress kind of a feel. So maybe when we're planting the seeds of something new financially, maybe we're starting a new venture. Maybe that's where we're taking a risk. Maybe we're investing in something. We're hoping to see a return on our investment. Take it as it resonates there. But it does seem like there's going to be something new or some opportunity to do something new. And again, there's this strong feminine connection here. Third house is Gemini energy. So this is messages, communications. If you're in your own business, this is self-employment, self-effort. Can also be sibling relationships. So if you have brothers and sisters, your relationship with them could be part of what's in this house. Again, general reading, not all of those are going to apply. Also, things having to do with short distance travel. Long distance travels in the 9th house, short distance travels in the 3rd. So we have Horus with the Ace of Cups. Okay, so, this is communications. If this is about communications, then, I don't know, there could be new love coming in possibly, or just some kind of a new beginning that is something that has to do with something that's from the heart. Ace of Cups is, this is definitely energy connected to either what you're passionate about or to something that you have strong emotions about or connected to. That's what I said, love is the most common interpretation of this, but it does not have to be. If you're not somebody looking for love, then this could just be an opportunity to step more authentically into something that you really care about. If we're talking about a business, Horus has strong creative energy. It also has strong family energy to it. So there could be, it could be somebody in the family. Maybe, for some people, if you have a sibling, this could mean a new child coming in. One of your siblings might be having a child. Maybe, again, specific interpretation, not for everybody. But I feel more generally, Horus can also just mean being popular, being charismatic, like people liking you and paying attention to you. There's strong Leo vibes with Horus. And so it's a very heroic kind of a card. So I feel like there may be certain things that are going on, whether these are communications with somebody, if they're negotiations, if you're on social media, doing podcasting or doing something like that. I don't know. There's some kind of social thing. And whatever this is, I feel like it's going to bring about some kind of a positive change or new beginning for you. Again, for some of you, this could be new love. For others, maybe just new people who love your work. That's possible as well. So, definitely some opening up here in terms of communication, and a lot of good possibilities, a lot of good visibility for you right now. Whether this is just about communication about something, whether that, like I said, there's something going on in family, or whether this has to specifically do with a business. Okay, 4th house, this is your own energy. This is Cancer energy. And so this has to do with home, your physical home, your sense of feeling at home, your sense of security, also with family and ancestral stuff, particularly having to do with the mother. And wow, we've got the winged disc with the 9 of Cups. So this is great, because this indicates something connected with your home or with a family situation. There's going to be a wish that is granted. Okay, this is the wish card, and really winged disc is also the wish card, depending on where it shows up. But certainly, if not about wishes, this is definitely about overcoming obstacles. Okay, so something, I don't know, perhaps if you've had a financial situation, or maybe if you've had damage to your home or something like that. This could be that finally, things are going to be fixed to well beyond your satisfaction. There could be a family situation that's happily resolved, or there just could be something happy connected to family. Whatever it is, though, this seems to be a wishes granted thing, and to really solve problems, I feel like, surrounding your personal sense of security. So really, really good energy here in the 4th house. I feel like there's this is definitely just showing a wish being granted. Maybe if some of you want to leave your jobs and work from home, maybe you're going to finally get that wish. Okay, fifth house, Leo energy. This is creativity, children, love affairs, sometimes recreation and leisure. And usually Leo has a lot to do with how we're recognized by people as well, whether it's for something creative, whether it's because we have children, or whether it's in a love relationship. These are all elements of recognition and of play. So we have Thoth with the Aeon here. Okay, so when Thoth comes up, Thoth with the Aeon, these two are actually, okay, when these two come up together, there's something very strongly karmic going on here. So either there's a karmic love affair, okay, that could be. There could be karma connected to a child. This could also be, if we're talking creative projects, so Thoth is connected very heavily with healing and also with writing. So for some of you, if you're working on writing, maybe this has to do with, bringing something to a culmination, breaking out of stagnation, awakening, moving ahead. So maybe if you had a writing project that's not moving, maybe it's going to finally get going and finally get finished. But I feel like if it's talking about a relationship, it's almost like there's something that's coming at the right time. Like there's a stagnation that's being broken. There's a sense of decisiveness. Like, okay, we're making a decision. We're moving ahead here. So yeah, take it as it resonates for whichever it is. But if you are somebody who has been in a love situation or that where maybe you don't know what's going on with the person, I feel like there's going to be decisive action. Whatever it is, it's going to be something that's timely. And I feel like there's some karmic connection here as well, because this often comes up when there are karmic relationships. Now, what this is going to mean long term, we have to look at the seventh house. But again, not all of those aspects will apply to everyone, so take it as it resonates. Okay, sixth house, Virgo energy. Virgo is about health, it's about healing, and it can also be about your work, like your employment, whatever your job is that you get paid by somebody else as opposed to self-employment. And also worry and anxiety, if you have worry and anxiety. Okay, so we have Earth with the Eight of Cups. Okay, I think some of you are working a job, like kind of a just to make money kind of job, or just something that's paying the bills, maybe something that you're not particularly interested in, maybe something that has satisfactorily paid the bills for a long time. But we have this with the Eight of Cups, so there's a sense of walking away. Eight of Cups is when something has outlived its usefulness, is draining us of our energy. We need to walk away and to move on. So I think, and again, it's not necessarily because, with the Eight of Cups, it's not necessarily because the situation is bad. It could just be that for whatever reason, it's not part of, we're seeing these changes here in the first house. This may not be part of who you are anymore. This may not be how you want to spend your energy. So you may be walking away from a particular job situation, okay? You may be leaving that. The other possibility here, if this has to do with health, Eight of Cups is the card of indolence in this deck. And so this could be somebody who is overindulged and maybe now is feeling the effects of overindulgence. In which case, with the Earth card, I feel like there's a need to ground, to center, definitely. See, with the Eight of Cups, there's like an overabundance of water here. So this is almost like drying out, so to speak. For some people, that could literally be it. Maybe some people have been celebrating and overindulging in booze and stuff like that. I mean, that's possible. I'm not saying that's the case. But there could be just something here it doesn't even have to be about that. It doesn't even have to be about indulgence. It could just be something that has drained you of your energy. And so there's this needing to rebuild stability, to get your feet on the ground, grounding, centering, at least in terms of the emotional side. In terms of the physical side, this could have to do with nutrition and making sure you're eating the right things. I tend to associate Hathor a little more with nutrition, but I feel like Earth can as well, because it has to do with the things of the earth that we have, the abundance of the earth. There could also be worries about money here too. Or worries maybe about walking away from a job or a situation because of money. That's another possibility here. So take it as it resonates. Seventh house. Okay, now this is the marriage house. Marriage, legalized partnership. So even, it doesn't have to be a marriage. It could be a business partnership, something of that nature. Business partnership, contracts, things like that. And if you're not married and you're looking, like if we're looking at this as a potential marriage partner, this will tell you what that potential would be. So let's look at those possible interpretations. We have Buckle of Isis with the Ace of Discs. Okay, so Ace of Discs definitely indicates either a new person or a new start. And this is really about building roots. Ace of Discs is like a new financial situation. So maybe somebody, okay, if you're married, if maybe your spouse is going to get a new job, maybe there's going to be a new income stream there. It can also mean that, I mean, like I said, if you're looking for a relationship, it does seem like there could be, this is about establishing something in a very solid kind of a way, something that's because like I said, this has to do not only with money, but also just with security, with feeling secure. And with the Buckle of Isis, this is a card of fidelity and faithfulness. So I feel like this is a very permanent kind of a card. So if there's a love affair here and they're saying this is something that's where a decision is going to be made and moving forward, it could be that sacrifice is going to be rewarded. This could be a faithful relationship. You could be laying a solid foundation for your future. So yeah, so that's certainly possible here. The other possibility with this too is just that work needs to be put into something. If this has to do with a business relationship, this could be a new contract, it could be a new opportunity, a new partner or something. And it does seem like that there may be something that you are changing or giving up. We do see this risk factor over here with the Fool. So maybe you are giving something up, or your spouse is, if you're married, or like I said, this could be within a business partnership. But whatever it is, whatever you're giving up, it's going to have a greater gain. Like this is the beginning of a new reward. It opens a new door for you. Okay, let's look at the 8th house. This is Scorpio energy, and this is about your transformations. It's about endings, beginnings, and also joint finances. Okay, so we have Crook and Flail with the 5 of Pentacles, or 5 of Discs, the worry card. So now 5 of Discs comes up when, okay, this is one of the struggle cards. It's when we are either worried about our money, or we are worried about being left out in the cold, or being, having like this outsider status, where we don't feel like we feel like we're rejected by either a person or a group or a situation, or we just feel we're lacking in abundance of some kind. And with Crook and Flail, okay, Crook and Flail implies a few things. Maybe there could be something legal going on in a joint financial situation, and maybe you're concerned about whether or not this means you're going to lose money or give up money. But it can also be, if it's not about a legal situation, I would say the other thing would just be, this is a card of self-confidence, of authority, of self-discipline, things like that. So I feel like this could be, I don't know if this is a person coming in who is a person who is an authority or in charge, or if this is you, okay? And it may be saying that if you're feeling like you're an outsider, this is a card of recognition. So I saw something else down here about recognition. What was it? Yeah, the Horus card. So yeah, I feel like you maybe you've been feeling like an outsider, but I feel like it's saying it's time to stand up and be recognized, or to see that you are recognized. So this may be a shifting kind of scenario, and you may be needing to move past this 5 of Pentacles energy that, again, we're seeing all this energy of being drained and so forth. I feel like there's new beginnings coming where you can be very recognized, where you can be seen as an authority in something, or whether you are, whether you're going to, have the confidence to move forward and to take charge of what you need to take charge of. And so this, I feel like, is something that we're talking about that's ending, something that's coming, that's falling away. This feeling of worry, this worry about having enough. I mean, certainly if you're worried about lack, what we're seeing here in your 4th house here indicates don't worry. I mean, that's why I don't think this is suggesting that you're going into a period of lack. I think you're leaving it, and you're going to see how this is also an improvement in your status, a step up, a promotion, so to speak, whether it's a literal promotion at work or something else. But I definitely feel like you're going to be stepping out of this period of feeling like an outsider and into a period of recognition. 9th house, Sagittarius energy. Sag is about expanding your horizons. It's Jupiter energy. So it's higher education and higher education institutions, continuing ed, faith and spirituality and institutions connected to that. And it doesn't just have to be traditional religion. It can be whatever faith you espouse and whatever organizations there are, or whatever you are maybe focusing on with deeper questions of life. I always feel like Sagittarius has a strong element of freedom to it, and this also can have to do with long distance travel. So we have the 2 of Wands with the Scarab card. So yeah, there definitely seems to be changes being made. Now, again, it's going to be different for everybody. For some of you, this is going to connect to school or higher ed. For some of you, this could be new beginnings in terms of your faith or faith community. And for others, this could just have to do with travel, okay? Two of Wands seems to indicate decisions that need to be made, being sort of on the threshold of something, ready to move on to the next step after making some preparation. And this does seem to indicate a new beginning that is coming in. So again, it's going to be different for everybody how this is going to apply, but just know that in something connected to one of those ventures, spirituality and spiritual organizations, higher ed or continuing ed, and higher ed and those institutions, and also possibly with travel, there is some kind of a new beginning. Like you're ready to launch from a state of preparedness to something new that's going on here. There's a lot about newness here. We see this newness over here in terms of relationships. We see this newness in your communications. And now we have the Scarab, which is the Cartouche card that deals with what's coming in that is new. Okay, so let's look at your 10th house. This is your Capricorn energy. This is about your career, fame, reputation, and also father energy. Okay, so speaking of father energy, we do have Osiris here. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean it has to do with someone's literal father, but this does have to do with a stable situation or stabilizing your situation and taking control. Again, there's this very strong element here of, like the message coming in my head is you are the authority, you are the leader. Don't let anybody tell you you're not. And interestingly, we have the Five of Wands, which is a card of strife. So this could indicate that you've been challenged. Maybe there's outside influence and people giving their opinion or criticism or whatever that when it's unwanted or unwarranted. But with the Five of Wands here, this is not a serious problem. I mean, this is not serious strife to me, even though it's a card of strife. It's more the way people jockey for position or competition. It's not like a cutthroat fight to the death. This is usually shown in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck with them, everybody kind of playing with sticks. I mean, technically you could still hurt each other with a stick, but it's more like play stick fighting. It's not a real crisis here. But there could be some unwanted influences, and I think there's a reminder here that you do have a stable situation, and that you just need to step up and be the leader and not let outside influence or criticism influence where you're going. Okay, so your 11th house. This is about friendship. This is about social networks and business networks, people basically the people that you relate to that are not typically your family or your spouse. And it can also have to do with your hopes and wishes and your destiny. So we have Sirius with the 8 of Discs. Now, 8 of Discs is definitely a card of hard work. This is called the Prudence card. And it's strong Virgo energy. So to me, I feel like there could be a work offer coming from a friend, potentially. Or there could be work, you could be connecting with somebody in your social network and working connection with them. There's definitely this idea of working hard towards something, or maybe you're just working towards your goals. With the Sirius card, Sirius is certainly also about putting the work in. So right now I feel like you may be working with others, you may be expanding your horizons, maybe you're thinking about some things differently, because Sirius sometimes has to do with breadth of vision, as they say, kind of stretching your viewpoint, your perspective. And also taking the rough with the smooth a little bit. So yeah, I feel like this is definitely a double card of like really putting the work into something. So there's something you're trying to manifest that you're working hard at. And also there may be a sense that you are collaborating with friends or people in your network, or there's people who are willing to help you financially or otherwise. Okay, so 12th house, Pisces energy. So Pisces is about what is hidden, what we maybe were repressing, what we might be afraid of. At least, I mean, there's a lot of meanings to the 12th house, but those tend to be the main ones. And okay, yeah, so we have Seth here. So you definitely have some worries that maybe you are repressing. I mean, I feel like there's a determination here that you want to move ahead with something, but unconsciously you may be worried about something. With Bast, there could be some psychosomatic symptoms. Maybe if you've had headaches, stomach aches, body pains. Sometimes these can be coming from stress. There may be a source of stress that you are not acknowledging, or that you're just trying to not focus on. And we do have it with the moon. So the moon has to do with worries. Moon has to do with what we don't know, what we only know through our intuitive knowing and not what we see in an evidentiary sense with our senses. So I think you're worried about what you don't see. But both of these cards, both Bastet is a card of intuition, and so is the Moon. So this is definitely indicating there's a situation here where your intuitive knowing is going to be what helps you. You're not necessarily going to see everything manifesting in front of you right now or right away. There's things that are happening, but just because I think the expression is just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not manifesting. Okay, so there's definitely a strong energy of that. Overall, you've got the Ankh and the Queen of Cups. Whoa. So for somebody here, there's definitely, this is definitely a love-focused period of time, because Queen of Cups is certainly the beloved, and Ankh is definitely a card of love, particularly romantic love. So yeah, it seems like love is in the air here. However, if love is not on the table here, if there's no, if you're, like I said, if you're already married, or if you're just in a situation where you're like, no, not looking for that, not on the table, then certainly this would be a time of connecting with your, healing time, connecting with your intuition and with your feelings. This is a card of receptivity, of allowing yourself to be vulnerable and to receive. And also with Ankh of focusing on the things that, following your heart, focusing on the things that you are passionate about and that make you feel alive. Now let's do a poll from the Between Worlds deck, and I'm going to read to you from the booklet on this one, because this is brand new and I'm still getting used to it, but I love this deck, so I'm going to give it a whirl and see what you get. See what pops out for Cancer for May 7th or 22. Only need one card, not 6. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, the Taurus card. You have the Gardener. Okay, and let me read to you what that card is about. The Gardener, okay. That looks like bad English. Themself the embodiment of, okay. Anyway, it's a weird reflexive here. Themself the embodiment of abundance, the gardener is at work cultivating and caring for the seeds of life. The gardener appreciates healthy soil because they know that from a good foundation, anything can be grown. In this way, they lead a quiet revolution. They value diversity, education, kinship, and reciprocity. As a natural giver, the gardener can sometimes struggle with saying no. Okay, so yeah, so this is definitely the strong, very, like I said, it's Taurus, so it's almost very strong Empress energy here. Yeah, there's definitely the idea of you, and I feel like you just as a sign, that's the way you are. You are caring, you are nurturing, you want to share, you want to work with people. But I do feel like there's some sense of being drained here. I definitely feel like there's a sense that you need to partner with or work with someone. And I do feel like you are definitely becoming more visible in something that you are doing, and maybe you are ready to take some kind of a risk and make some kind of a change. But I would actually suggest that this might mean that in some cases you do need to learn to say no. So yeah, so make sure that as you're growing your garden, so to speak, and you're focusing on your priorities, make sure that you are also learning to say no when it's appropriate. So that's your reading for this period of time, 7th through the 22nd, Cancer. I did hope this reading was helpful to you. If you'd like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss videos. And have a great May, and I'll see you next time.